Good morning, students.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Yes. Study of culture. The bad culture we have been using everyday life. We have maximum of people lack of awareness regarding culture. The culture is nothing but the pattern of behavior. The word is is not only used in this sociology as well as have been using in other disciplines. For example, agriculture. There study about growth of plant. Agro means plant, how grow. Then when you go to hospital, doctors write laboratory test culture. It is a culture used to study the growth of microorganism, a particular sample. For example, sputum culture. So culture is nothing but the study of cultivation or growth. Here the sociology. The sociology is the study of culture is cultivation of behavior. We can change culture. We can create culture as well as enrich healthy cultures. So we are nursing professionals. We need to focus on how to modify culture to prevent the diseases, to cure the diseases. Culture is a medicine, is used to prevent the disease, used to diagnosis mainly, and promote the health and cure communicable disease as well as non-communicable diseases. So I would believe that everyone have conceptualized, culture is nothing but cultivation of behavior. Got this? Animation. Introduction. Study of culture is integral part of sociology. Culture determine behavior. Theories regarding culture. Various thinkers, Auguste Comte, Herbert Spencer, thought about culture and producing various models. Cultural change can be change the society. Cultural factors can affect and influence health status of people. Unstandardized culture cause the diseases. Nurses need to know deep knowledge of culture to rehabilitation of patients. Students, as we know that culture is fundamental of life. If change culture which is directly affect individual life, the fact is that we can modify the culture, we can change it. So don't worry about a particular culture we having, going to learn how to our culture become healthier and wealthier. Look at this picture. Every people having different culture. Look at this Kathakali is express the culture of South India, mainly Kerala. Then Bharatanatyam, is all the different, the expressing the different cultures in the very parts of the in India. Every country having different culture. Why? Reason why? Every people having behave differently. Going to learn. Meaning. Latin word cultura mean cultivate. Definition. Culture is that complex whole which includes knowledge, belief, art, moral, law, custom, and any other capabilities acquired by man as a member of society. Pattern of behavior. So simple definition available which is more logical. The culture may be defined as the pattern of behavior which is determined by material and non-material cultural traits. What is material? Which is visible. We can see. We can touch. But non-material, invisible. We can't see. Only we can qualify it. But material culture, we can quantify it. For example, material culture, detail going on. I like to give one example. Material culture means materials we have been everyday using. For example, food maybe. Or students maybe use paper, pen, etc. Non-material means within the mind, knowledge, belief, value. Taylor was emphasized that. Look at this, Indian culture. It's a unique Indian culture displayed by the children's. Look at this other North Indian culture. Culture in Gujarat, this Rajasthan people, due to various reasons, factors affecting culture. Then I would like to, yes, going on. Nature and characteristics of culture. First nature, acquired quality. Acquired means, yes, observing from the society. Which is material as well as non-material. Second, social, not individual. Social means only by means of interaction. That's why I express that behavior. Then idealistic. Idealistic means knowledge, ideas. Then total social heritage. The culture is not only present, totally past, present, as well as future concern. Then hierarchical, horizontal transmission, which means the culture transmit from one place to another place or one person to another person horizontally. Then it is adaptive. Adaptive means adjustable. We can change it. Then continuous and cumulative is a lifelong. Every minute we have been displaying some behavior. That is culture. It's a continuous one. Lifelong is being. Vary from society to society. As we had seen various pictures, every parts of the country display different culture. Reason why? Reason is that they having different materials as well as non-material factors. Due to geographical differences, their belief, etc. Then culture is integrative, integration of every system, familial, religious, educational, economical, joint, mainly geographical. For example, North Indian culture is differ from South Indian culture. Reason is that food habits, they having different climate, different food, and different belief. The North Indian people having different, as well as European, American. Is a reason why. The culture is integration of multiple factors. Maybe we need to think about this religious, familial, educational, economical. Then fulfill some needs. Why we have behave? We are students behave to learn, to fulfill our learning needs. When we so which is every behavior having a need. Then integrated system. The culture is systematically integrated. Familial system, economic system, mainly political system. Ecosystem as well. Next. Language is chief vehicle of culture. Without language, we can't transfer the culture from one person to another person. Then, more complex, evolves. Evolves means develop from. A culture develop from more complex. Then culture is dynamic. This means change, time to time, place to place, individual to individual has been changed. Then culture is gratifying, which means enjoyable and acceptable. The reason is that which culture is accepted by other people, which only exists. So every culture having a aim to fulfill the needs of the people is enjoy to need, fulfill their needs. Then it is super organic. Super organic. Organic means just for example human being or any biological organs. But culture is super. The reason is that it involves physical, social, psychological factors. So every culture have been, or which means every behavior have been included these all factors. Then characteristics of culture. Culture is learned one, which means learned from others. For example, in family, children learn culture from the parents. Then culture is unconsciously, reason is, which means is unavoidable. Anybody aware about our culture? Nothing, We have behave, but we don't think about culture. Then culture is shared one. We can share our culture to group to group. Then culture is integrated. Integrated means already we had discussed in previous. Culture is symbolic, which means display symbols. Then culture is a way of life, which means being or living by means of culture only. Then culture is a dynamic. Then culture is related from other factors. Then universal, everywhere, from the micro to macro. For example, individual level, family level, village level, community level, we need to concern having different culture. It's a universal phenomenon. So this is one of the model of culture, is a theory. It says that what is real, worldview, what is true, belief, what is good or best, value, which means value. Then which is what is done is a behavior. So behavior is culture. That evolution of culture, development. So this is the study of evolution of culture is very important for nursing. The reason is that the culture is used as a medicine to treat various diseases. So how to develop culture? Then only we can modify it. First, cultural traits are material as well as non-material, have been invented at some time in some place by some person. No single invention contribute to the development of culture. Although culture develop trait by traits. So detail going on. Look at this. Structural development of culture. Cultural traits first, which means are single element of culture. Trait means only one element. For example, culture of writing. Pen is an element. Second, cultural complex, which means two or three. Nothing but large cluster of traits or two or three cultural traits together. Then cultural patterns. What do you think about patterns? Behavior is related to other traits in functional roles. So illustration available. Example, culture of writing. Students, we are learning in these colleges, In learning, writing is one of the important culture. Example, culture of is a detail going on. First, just simple writing. First material we need, that behavior. What are the material? Pencil. Can you see that pencil? Then paper, pen, erasers. Then non-material traits, knowledge, skill of writing, language, etc. So just culture of writing, we need this much of the materials, traits. Students, the trait means single element, okay? Cluster means, for example, paper and pen together, concerning the cluster. It means complex. Then cultural pattern means, for example, interaction of material and non-material. For example, paper, okay, then pen, then knowledge, then skill of writing, language together, interact with each other, form culture of writing. Clear about it? So, which is the development of culture? Can you change culture? Is able to change culture? Yes. How to change? When you change the material. For example, this pen may be poor writing. You can change that pen. You can change the pencils, as well as you can change the paper, quality papers use to improving your culture become enriched. So this is only example only. As well as we can change knowledge. For example, by means of learning, reading, we can improve our knowledge, can write more. As well as skill of writing, improving, different language use. So that time change the culture of writing. So clear about it? So this is a way to development of culture and change of culture. Students, as we know that many of them having not like to do something, but we must do. Some culture is we would not like, but we must be display that culture. That time we can use this knowledge, enrich the culture or change the culture. For example, a student having lack of writing disability or writing unable to write or poor culture of writing, that time we can use this knowledge. For example, change pencil, change pen, papers, knowledge, concept how to writing, then skill development. So language modifications can become a student become writing disability into writing ability and efficient. A student become efficient writers by means of modification of culture in writing. Clear about it? So students, we can change our behavior, become healthier, wealthier, and become happier in our life. So this is only example. We can implement this knowledge to another field as well as, for example, in food habits as well as in other behavior, everyday behavior in morning or evening, and as well as this is only individual aspect. Then our professional aspect, this medicine, culture is a medicine. Various disease by means of culture. We can modify culture, cure the disease. Going on. Then types of cultural traits. First, material culture, as we had been learned. Then non-material, well known, well discussed. Look at this, one of the ice brick. The materials are visible. Look at this: red dress, food, language, literature, music. These are the visible. Then invisible. Look at the ethics, belief, value. These are non-materials. Then cultural traits. According to Clark Wislow's speech and language, material traits including food habits, shelter, transportation, dress, utensils, tools, occupation, industries. Another culture, look at this. Other traits are here: relationships, customs, rule, rituals, etc. Look at this, other cultural traits are available: folk, food, religion, medical care. So these are the already we had learned. Manners, jokes, etc. Already we had discussed. art, mythological, scientific, religious practices, family, social system, property, government, war. So these all the cultural traits can change or determine the behavior of the people, according to Clark Whistler. So this fact is that every culture directly linked with health status of people. Okay. For example, language and the detail going on, elements of culture. Look at this. This question in the examination question may be differently. Elements and traits. Students, this maybe you can answer both. You can same answer may be given. Language, religion, values, education, aesthetics. Aesthetics means beauty, law and politics, technology, social organizations, etc. Look at this. Religion is then functions and importance of culture. Important to individual. Man as a human being. The being, what do you think about being? Behave. Through behavior only we can become a human and being. So culture is very, very important for every individual. Then broaden the vision of individual. We can change our values, thought, belief. Then provide solution to individual problems, mainly healthcare problems. For example, if a person experiencing distress, what is the real medicine? Stress by means of maybe materials. Stress may be by means of non-material factors. For example, negative belief cause stress. So modify the belief can cure the diseases. Culture affect perception. Cultural norms influence communication. Then individualism and collectivism. Then important to groups. Keep social relationship. Provide traditional interpretation, old and modern cultures. Create new needs, Then define values, attitudes, goals. The difference between culture and civilization, we will be next class. So next I would like to demonstrate how to I would like to demonstrate how to take notes from my website. I would like to organize the unit test 2 on Friday. Okay, unit test 2 Friday will be. So how to take the notes concerning this? Just to go to, can you see that Google search my name, Professor M.THANGA Darwin. Google search. Look at this. Here, Professor M.THANGA Darwin, YouTube. Click on it. Can you see that? Yes. Then click on any one of the video. Click any one of the new video. This is a video I was published today. Then goes to so more, that here so more, and here topics are available in the description area. Can you see that description area? The description area, click on topics. Here first psychology topics are available, then here sociology topics. Okay, sociology topics, here individual and society. You can click that individual and society, and here topics are available. First is that only for nursing, then you can see that, for example, if you many students having lack of notes, they feel that, so that time you can push that video and write, take the notes. This video having wonderful text as well as my own voice. Okay, you can hear my voice as well as you can push the video and take notes as well as wonderful multimedia sound as well as text. So this is a way to take the notes regarding my each topics, each units. Okay. So anybody missing, don't worry about it. Any class missing, and anytime you can go to my website and see and take notes as well as this hear my voice and lecture. Today, now today we had been learned that this how to modify culture. As many students or many individuals don't like many cultures, but we have to display that culture. That time, this is a way we can modify our culture, what our wish to display, what we like to display. This is a techniques. Change materials, change non-materials. The material is a key one. Okay, when you change material, our culture automatically change. Okay, ask me.
Sir,
Ask me, can you define culture?
culture may be defined as the pattern of behavior which is determined by the material and
Material is
non-material culture traits.
cultural traits. Traits means characters. Okay. Okay, Asmi, thank you for your answer.
Yes,
Students,
sir.
yes, thank you everyone. Have a nice day. Enjoy the day. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you, Nikhila.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
Sir.
yes.